Hi, I hope all of you are doing very well. So, here I am today. From today, I am starting a very new endeavor. It started a year back, you can say, when I was trying to teach sociology through the medium of video, but it was very limited in scope. From today, I have thought of starting it in a more organized way, though only time will say how much organized it can be. But without much ado, let us get on going with our topic. I will be starting with the book Introducing Sociology of CBSC Class 11 NCERT. So, introducing sociology, as the name it says, suggests it introduces the subject, the discipline, we say. What is the main difference between subject and a discipline, if I may infer? It's nothing, just that a discipline is on a much broader level, but a subject is quite into, you can say, constrained to a junior level. For example, if you go on to pursue sociology for your honors, for your masters, again the scope of the discipline will be very varied. But have done your class 10 already, you know how till class 10 we are studying all subjects together. But after coming to 11 standards, we are segregating it, right? So, this getting segregated, getting vast, the journey of subject to discipline is very vast. So, for my very first shot, and I will love to keep my very first short, we will be discussing about the term sociological imagination and common sense. What is common sense, do you think? We say no, it's just the basic sense, basic knowledge. Often say, बस ये तो कॉमन सेंस का बात है, ये तो आना ही चाहिए था इतने. But what is common sense really that common? What do we make it to? For example, if we take a poor person being poor generations after generations, and we are sitting on the couch of our home and commenting that ये तो कॉमन सेंस का बात है, ये लोग मेहनत नहीं करते, कैसे ही कुछ होगा, कुछ हो सकता है क्या, बस ऐसे ही बैठे. बट sociological imagination, which was a idea, which was a theory proposed by C. Wright Mill, completely opposite. It says sociological imagination thinks about everything on a very broader aspect. Not only I will be thinking through my common sense, but I will be thinking about what is the social structure and where is the social structure at fault. For example, poor being poor is the finest example how poor does not wants to be poor, right? But when a generation is poor by itself, how the generation which is poor is supposed to sponsor education of their kids, education of their grandkids, then thus even after getting some facilities now, they will still be poor. Or maybe it will be imbibed in them somewhere or the other that if they don't stay poor, they won't get benefits of the government. And also, people around will make them feel like, right, that yeah, you are doing fine with this. And suppose there's a house help in your house, her daughter is working somewhere, but her daughter is working, trying to work, took a computer degree and is trying to work now in a 9 to 5 job, but she needs to travel a lot, or she needs cab services, she needs to stay late at night. Do you think that she will be supported by her parents, her neighbors? Most probably not, because they will be thinking that what is she going to do for so long, and that she will be easily trapped by anybody her age, and especially she is an easy target for trapping because of her poor financial condition. Common sociological imagination takes all the social structure together, then goes on to make a judgment. Or may I infer, sociology as a discipline also tries very hard to not make judgment on any of your choice. We are reading, we are learning, we are getting facts. As a researcher, you can say we will only get facts, but we will never be concerned with the what is right, what is wrong. Maybe history can also comment that this civilization was good, this king was good, but as sociologist, it's the most impractical thing to say what is good or what is not, right? And because we are here only to learn about it and give our information to our students, to the society, to the social scientist, but sociologist never distinguish between what is good or what is bad. Yes, of course, being a human, all of us will have a value by ourselves that no, this is not right, this is right, but you will not be a true sociologist unless you get away from the distinction that how are you going to make a difference, how are you going to make a difference about your all the research you have done and the facts you present than your own values. Coming back to the topic again, sociological imagination again is a concern of public milieu, meaning while psychology deals with problems of individual sociological imagination, and sociologists have to think that why the problems are occurring for everybody. You will better understand this as we move on to understand Emile Durkheim's theory of suicide. But for today, I would like to give you again a brief example. For example, today pregnancy, many women does not wants to get pregnant because they have their own careers, because they want equal partnerships, and they don't want to be burdened with motherhood all throughout their life. While in common sense, you can say that there are people who will come to comment, no, today's women just want to be independent. That's why they don't want to become mothers, or they're just selfish. They don't want to become mother. But while you go for sociological imagination, you try to assess it through sociological imagination, you will understand that not only being independent or not only being selfish is the problem, it's the entire structure. Maybe they had wanted to have a planned pregnancy. Maybe they don't want to be the social stigma if they can't be a child. Or there might be certain financial responsibilities right now which leads them not to take the option of choosing to be a mother as of now. So this is how sociological imagination plays out. And C. Wright Mills, being very accurate in his observation, says sociological imagination is the is way to, if you actually want to learn society, learn about the social behavior of humans, what most of the humans are doing, or what most of the people are doing. Again, citing an example from the NCERT book itself, it is saying that when we are referring to our society to others, they will think Indian society. But what about us? When Indians are saying our society won't accept it, which society are we talking about? Are we talking about our religion? Are we again talking about our caste? Or if we are talking about any kind of our profession, for example, me being a teacher, I am going to say my society won't accept this kind of dress. As all of you might be aware now that everybody, every school, institution, educational institution has a certain norms that a teacher should dress in this particular way. But sociological imagination can challenge it, right? How is sociological imagination going to challenge it? Sociological imagination can question the very existence of the rule of the norm of dress for teachers or even for students, that why do they have to wear uniform in the very first place. They might want to wear something of their choice. If they learn to dress smart from now, they will learn better. They will just enrich it. They will have better skills on their adulthood. So, all these things are concerned with sociology. Also, how we see poverty. Poverty is what when your basic needs are not met, like food, shelter, clothes. But also on the same side, India is said as the country which has the one of the highest rate of obesity, PCOS, diabetes. Then how are you saying that by your common sense, if you're applying that this woman, this people, this boys, they just are lazy, they don't move around the house, they don't go to work. That's why they are becoming obese, they are contradicting so many diseases. But do you think that it will be true by sociological imagination? Sociological imagination will again challenge you to think that maybe they are not moving around because they don't have the resources enough to move around in the house. They might be suffering with some mental illness, or there can be cases where India is a country which is highly based on carbohydrates. No matter, even if you go to langars where foods are donated, where food is donated, sorry, or if there is any other person donating food, it's mainly carbohydrate rich food. So this carbohydrate getting unused, a person will get obese no matter what their financial status is. So that's how sociological imagination puts a very interesting spin on things, where we need to challenge, go beyond our own thought, go beyond our own realm. Let's focus more with this chapter and what how did sociology emerge on our next class. Thank you.